Champions never fold. Look, you have no idea how genuinely sorry I am that CM Punk just didn't turn out to be what you wanted him to be. He didn't turn out to be what any of us wanted him to be when we welcomed him back into this business, gave him a second chance in the greatest sport in the world. It just didn't work out. And while I am truly sorry for that, I know he's your boy, I know he's from Chicago and you love him, I have zero sympathy for CM Punk. And that is because CM Punk, fragile ego, fragile body, weak mind, weak spirit.
Yo, this is Slammer, and you're listening to Primo, DV, and AJ at the Sit Down Marks. And what you gonna do when Slammer Mania runs wild on you, brother?
Ladies and gentlemen, the following Sit Down Marks podcast is set for one fall. Introducing first, your heel host that is always helping to spread the good word of wrestling, Dirty Bird. Next up, the co-host from the land of the rattlesnake, Mr. Team Extreme, editor and producer, Primo. And finally, your co-host, straight out of your mama's kitchen, driver of the grip wagon, straight off a cliff, assistant editor and producer, AJ.
Welcome, everyone. Come on in, sit down, Marks. It's time to talk wrestling. The world of professional wrestling is ablaze right now. There's tons of shit going on, so we got a lot to talk about here, man. What's going on, boys? How's everybody feeling today?
I'm glad to be home.
Yeah, you had the Vegas trip, yeah? How was it?
I loved it, and I will never return.
One and done, huh?
Ever. Did I say ever? Ever. It's that place is an affront to nature. It is. It's terrible. But it was fun.
Primo, 3-time Kurt Angle champion. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good.
Wait. You just referenced the former champ, but not the current champ?
Well, I referenced him as the 3-time champ. I didn't never winningest. Actually introduce you. Just. Yeah,
I'm gonna change that right now. Like, why don't you go ahead and do my intro again? Go ahead.
Okay,
go ahead.
The 2-time and current Kurt Angle Sit Down Marks champion. Welcome to the pod today, here, AJ.
Oh, hello. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. And former 3-time champion, Primo, a.k.a. Lucha Daddy. What's going on, buddy? How's Lucha Daddy? Hadn't seen him in a while. He good?
Lucha Daddy's good. He's real good, baby.
Yo, yeah, there it is. Look, the Patriot, maybe. The Patriot Lucha Daddy? AJ's got the giggles already. That's a bad sign.
Those voices are always funny.
Episode 80, 20 away from 100.
Yeah, how about it, man?
I calculated today. Episode 100 will be 3 days before the Royal Rumble.
Ah, look at that.
Well, that's going to be a monumental episode.
Yeah, I'll have to put up my title that day, won't I?
Yeah.
No, you won't, because you got to put it up in Survivor Series first.
Oh, yeah, no, that's in the bag. Like, Survivor Series.
In the bag?
It's fine, yeah.
Yeah, he's already got that one locked up.
Kurt's going nowhere.
I hope they do a 5-on-5.
We appreciate
all Survivor Series matches.
We appreciate everybody listening on all those podcast platforms out there, including Spotify, Stitcher, Google, all those you're listening to right now. Really, really do appreciate it. Go check it out. Tell your friends. Leave us a review. We really would appreciate it. And we want to also thank everybody over at Sports Wire Online Radio, Thomas Bryce, hooking us up each and every week, playing the pod each and every Friday and throughout the week. He was just playing it. I believe it played last couple days. They've been running it. So our last week's episode. So very thankful for Thomas. Thank you once again. Come for our pod, stay for Thomas's. And if you have never heard Thomas Bryce, a really, really cool sports report show. They don't call it the number one.
Right.
Thomas Bryce, for a reason, So go check it out and figure and see why they call it that. Tell them Dirty Bird sent you and all the sit down marks. How about that? We'll see how it happens. See how it happens. All right, let's get this thing rolling, man. Let's see what the old jukebox has for us today, Primo.
Well, Jukity Box, please bless us.
Beer! Money! He's from the country. He's from the city.
I don't think I ever really heard the rest of that before, because as soon as I heard the beer pop, it was like, ah, beer!
Oh yeah, people
yeah.
go nuts.
Anytime you hear those words, that's it. That's what you know.
Yep.
I honestly wouldn't have recognized the song without that right at the beginning.
Got some TNA love there. Old jukebox went back.
Vintage TNA Jukity Box.
Yes.
Jukity box.
Very, very nice.
I like that. I like it a lot.
Primo, this is probably a funny question to ask right now, but it is one of our segments, man. Is there anything going on in the headlines right now?
Yeah, there's a few things.
One or two things.
So there was a bunch of stuff that happened after AEW All Out between CM Punk and other AEW talent. Use the Google machine, find out more.
There you
because, frankly, I lose interest every time it's mentioned. All that really matters, though, is the end result. And as of 8:30 a.m. this morning, Eastern Standard Time, Sports Illustrated reported that everyone involved in the altercation will be suspended, and that includes Kenny Omega, Matt and Nick Jackson, Pat Buck, Christopher Daniels, Michael Nakazawa, and Brandon Cutler. Multiple sources have shared that Punk and Ace Steel will either be among those suspended. Since 8:30 this morning, Ace has been suspended, and Punk looks to need surgery, and the championship situation will be visited tonight on Dynamite.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hot Dynamite.
So it's a whole fucking mess, basically.
Yeah, it
that
is.
I cannot wait to not hear about anymore.
I gotta agree with Primo on this. I'm so sick of it.
Yeah. It's a big drama ball mess behind the scenes, egos colliding.
Stuff that we should not even know about.
Sure, we shouldn't even know about, but but this is kind of if something like this was going on in WWE, would probably know about it too. I just feel
I wouldn't want to know about it there either.
I wouldn't either. No.
See, here's the thing though, and I was thinking about this. I guarantee you, this kind of thing does happen at WWE, but they have people, and I will say this about Vince. I hated Vince at the top.
Sure.
But people respected Vince and squashed the fuck out of it. Like, if you heard about a fight or something, it'd be, oh, there's a fight, boom, now it's done.
Yeah.
We're moving
Push
on.
under the rug.
Yes. That is not happening here, and I think it's detracting from the product as opposed to...
Yeah, I really do. I think it's right now it's a big old fucking eyesore.
Yeah.
And
I don't disagree, right? I don't disagree, but I kind of like it when wrestling, kind of gets on the fence of work and shoot. You know what I mean? So it kind of blurs the lines. Like, I've always kind of liked that. Do I think this is overboard? Yeah, but this is just a bunch of egos colliding. We'll see where it all lands when they all get done with it. And it's kind of hard to take sides because you don't really know what the real story is. So you've heard all kind of stuff. But what we do know is this has happened before in a CM Punk environment in wrestling. So so that's what makes it believable.
So
dude is like.
It's easy to jump to blaming CM Punk immediately because, like we've talked about before, the person Phil Brooks is kind of an arrogant prick. That's just...
He sure does gripe a whole lot.
Yes, allegedly. But although it's not alleged, there's proof of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easy to blame CM Punk. But you have to remember, Kenny Omega is there. The Jacksons are there. They have egos as well. So who the fuck knows? I don't know. I just wanted to...
I'm not saying there's anybody right or wrong about this.
It seems like he waited till he won the title to unload all this. It seems like all this happened. You know what I mean?
But to do that, also by the way, I didn't even talk about that. My personal opinion, highly unprofessional. Like fucking at a press conference right next to your fucking boss, who is silenced because you're his fucking prize chicken.
Yeah, here's
right.
Prize chicken.
Yeah, he's kind of befuddled a little bit right now. He don't really know what to do. He's torn between, kind of the foundation and then, kind of what's
he's
hot
caught
right
between
now.
morals and dollar signs.
Sure.
So, moving on from that. It has annoyed me because I have looked for other news and I had to look a little harder this week for other news because every other thing you see is this.
Sure, but their wrestling landscape is going to change based on what happens with this fallout. So,
and I do think suspending everybody is the right call.
Oh, sure, yeah, me too.
Yeah,
so
me too.
What happens if CM Punk gets fired? What then?
Good. Don't act like that.
So where does he go? What happens?
Nowhere.
Does he go back into retirement and?
Yeah.
Fair. Okay.
You think he's gonna go work for Triple H?
I hope so. That'd be funny.
Don't get me wrong. I like Punk, and I actually put this in my notes too. Personally, I don't want to remember Punk as some bitchy dude that gripes and shit. I want to remember him the way I remembered him before he came back. Honestly,
sure. I mean, yeah. I don't know him personally, but I want to still love the CM Punk wrestler. So I don't want to think that he's that much of a dick, but I mean, yeah. But I do want to say this in kayfabe. I hope Brandon Cutler got suspended for trying to film the whole thing. That would be awesome.
I hope he was filming it and doing spray.
Yeah, yes. The cold spray.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh man.
Somebody was like, I read that on Reddit. Somebody's like, could you imagine Brandon Cutler getting in a shoot fight and his whole get up is actual?
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So, moving on, other news. It has officially been announced that the 2023 Royal Rumble that we just talked about, that's happening on January 28th, 3 days after our 100th episode, at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas.
My brother just moved out of San Antonio,
Sure
so yeah.
And my brother-in-law, aka Jet Designs, is already asking if I'm coming. I don't know. I don't know, honestly, because I'll be in Texas in November. And that's kind of hard to say unless I just fly there, because I know I'm not going to be able to afford my whole family to go back down there 2 months later.
I mean, you could.
It's expensive moving a family of four across.
Start passing out HJs behind the dumpster, and you'll get there in no time.
HJ.
OTP.
Have they had one there before at the Alamo
An
Dome?
HJ?
A Rumble?
I'm sure they've had HJ.
Yeah.
I imagine they've had to have had one there before.
I feel like they have had one.
Alamo Dome or the AT&T Center, one of the two.
Yeah.
At the Alamo.
Remember it. So Pat McAfee will be going on hiatus. As sorry, I just had to think of our text message thread earlier.
Yeah.
That's why I put these exact words. Pat McAfee's going on a hiatus from WWE SmackDown to join ESPN's College Game Day, which I am excited about. I love. I love.
He'll be great on it. He'll be great on it.
Absolutely. He. If I had to pick a second favorite college football team, it'd be West Virginia, and he was West Virginia's kicker. So,
I don't care about any of this.
Shut up. So, I love college football, and I'll be excited to see him on Saturdays.
Yeah, so he's going to go hiatus. I hope they put Corey and Michael back together.
The thing is, it's a big void. He did such a good job on SmackDown.
He does, but Corey's good too. Corey's great.
Corey's good, but I enjoy him and Byron's banter.
Yeah.
But I wish it was just them two. I wish Michael could do.
I feel like on Raw, it's Corey and Byron, and then the other dude. I think Jimmy Smith or something.
Jimmy Smits?
But he does
he's just like the uncle that has to watch the other two. But I never pay attention to him. I only ever listen to Byron and Corey. Yeah. Byron is actually a hilarious guy.
I've always loved Byron. I thought he was great.
So, lastly, in the headlines for today, speaking of Papa H, Three H's has been elevated from head of creative to chief content officer in WWE.
Fantastic.
So he's going to be overseeing all of creative, live events, other shit like that, merchandise.
Love it.
Like head of content officer, chief content officer. Excuse me.
Love it.
Fucking big dick on campus.
Shawn Michaels got promoted to something too. I don't forget what the title was, but
just like we said, DX is running WWE.
Yeah, they are. Minus fucking X-Pac because he's garbage and no one cares.
And Billy.
One,
your
two,
boy
three.
Billy.
Yeah, Billy.
Billy.
Scissor me, daddy.
He's busy teaching his sons a lesson.
Yeah.
Teach them to respect their papa.
I'm an ass man.
Fucking rockabilly.
All right, and that is today in wrestling headlines. Unless you boys have anything.
That was all I have. I just, had to put the hiatus in there. That's all.
That's today, September 7th edition for all you marks out there.
All right, AJ. Hopefully you got a nice little segment planned for your fans out there. You can't let them down 2 weeks in a row. Let's get this started. Right? Let's see what happens.
AJ Storytime with Kevin Nash of the Week.
So,
talking my language.
So I recently, I had a lot of time on flights in the past, weekend. So I found this YouTube channel that's called Professional Wrestling Shorts. And what it is little snippets of interviews collected over the years of wrestlers basically giving shoot interviews. And I found Kevin Nash's little thing, and he is a fucking gold mine of just behind the scenes garbage and what he really thinks about it. So this little clip right here is what Kevin Nash thinks of ECW and Paul Heyman.
Oh, hell yeah.
I would say to Paul Lee, I will fucking totally agree with that analogy, as long as you're the first one in the guillotine, motherfucker, because you're over 40. And when I watch your bullshit on fucking Sunshine fucking Wrestling, and a guy hit a 450 this, and another guy did this, and another guy did this, and the guy went through a flaming table, the guy went through concertina wire, and the finish was a fan hit you with a plastic fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex, and you got schoolboyed. Fuck you. You're not a genius. You're a fucking idiot. Nobody got paid. You guys never fucking made any money. You haven't drawn shit. Fuck you. You're ugly. Get hair plugs. And if I ever go to work for you, I'll smack you on day one and fucking leave.
God.
Oh,
that's a shit right there.
He just lets him have it.
And it's so unnecessary to call him ugly, too. Like, what is that?
With hair plugs.
Get hair plugs. You're ugly.
Oh,
Get hair plugs. Oh,
because he's big sexy.
Yeah.
Fucking just watching him do that is so funny. And these are a gold mine. There's like 100 of them with Kevin Nash.
Nice.
And they're all on par with basically that. So Pro Wrestling Stories, go check them out on YouTube Shorts. They're fantastic.
I'm loving his podcast, man. I texted you guys too a couple days ago. I downloaded them all. He just got started. I don't know. There's probably 10, 12 on there maybe.
Rookie.
And one of the first ones is about Scott Hall, and then I listened to that one. It's really, really good, really awesome to hear his point of view of Scott and all this stuff. Anyway, but yeah, and it's awesome to hear. He'll unload on somebody if you don't like him. He's like, "Fuck you," and he'll he don't mind saying it. But yeah.
Well, plus there's a definite truth there, because that was famous. Like Paul Heyman didn't have the money to pay a lot of it. He owed his performers a lot of money.
Yeah.
And just didn't pay him. So when Kevin Nash is like, no one got paid, it's like, oh, that actually is.
What I didn't add in there, because this was the extended video, I was right after this, because Sean Waltman's sitting right next to him. He goes, what do you say? He shot on me real bad the other day, man. And he's like, and Kevin Nash he's like, what? He shot on you? Like he was about to go off on him again.
Yeah,
that motherfucker.
Luckily, no one cares about the 1, 2, 3 kid. Fuck off. You
I
little
used
bitch.
to really like when I was a little kid. I loved Xbox.
Did you really?
Nice.
When
I
I
was
a
never a
kid.
fan. I was never a fan of Xbox. Whoa! That's my Xbox impression.
I wasn't on 1, 2, 3 kid guy either because I think he beat Razor like on his debut match. On
Debut
Raw.
match.
So yeah,
beat
that's
Razor.
what made him. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so
the big like jobber come up story.
Oh yeah.
1, 2, 3 kid. What a stupid fucking name. Like Jesus Christ.
I mean, because he beat Razor 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah, wasn't he like just the kid before he?
Why
The
everybody
kid.
call him Kid?
Oh, that's awful. Jesus Christ.
All right, everybody, welcome to the show. I am the Dirty Bird. It's time to talk about what we're going to talk about. So we all watched so much wrestling this weekend. Now it's time to talk about it. We're going to get it all in here for you. We're going to talk about all the happenings in wrestling. We're going to talk about our top 5 favorite champions right now. Is the Dropkick discussion this week, and we'll see if Primo can take down AJ in Last Man Standing. And also, coming up shortly, we're going to talk about Iron Spirit Pro coming up this Saturday and much, much more. Primo's got a huge announcement for you towards the end of the pod, so stay tuned for that. Let's get it started, Primo. Mortal Kombat! Love that shit.
This is Levi Cooper.
Hey, this is Buck Nasty, Bucky Collins.
This is Big Beef.
What's up, bozos? This is Trevor Outlaw, and you're listening.
You're listening.
And you're listening to the Sit Down Marks.
Sit Down Marks.
Sit Down Marks.
And you're listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast with DB, Primo, and AJ.
All right, everybody out there, including myself and AJ, it's time to go back to work. Saturday, man, we got another big show. Iron Spirit Pro, presented by Sundown Exteriors, is going to be going down at the Connie Links Amphitheater this Saturday, 7 o'clock. AJ and I are showing up to set up the ring, get this whole thing set up here, and for what is going to be our last outdoor show of the year.
Boo!
Yeah, but the weather looks like it's going to be awesome. Like it's going to be pretty nice. Yeah. So no threat of anything. So looking awesome for Saturday. Looking at the card here, we got Brew Baker's putting the title on the line against Travis Titan. We got the local guy, CJ Esparza. He's on the card as well. We got Storm Grayson coming. Grayson was just on AEW Dark the last 2 weeks, I believe. Mm-hmm. So he's going to be there. He's going to be wrestling Bucky. That's going to be great. Bucky against anybody is... Bucky
steals the show. Every match that he has, he just steals the show.
I know. I told him that too. He's like, man, Iron Spirit Pro is always hot. And I'm like, it's because of you, man. You're working on them and talking to them and, giving them the faces and, he's great, man. It's great. And then our boy Hartenbauer's on the card. He is wrestling Orion Starlight, which might be a first-time matchup, possibly.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, I don't know either. But yeah, it's going to be nice. Another card we got, or another show we got, another matches on the card. Just get it out. 815 is on the card. Gunner Brave and Sabotage Sean, former guest on the pod. He's going to be there. And also the Bang Bros. Don't Google that. But August Matthews. And,
or do, if you're feeling saucy.
And Davey Bang on the card. So it's going to be a big card, man. Big show Saturday night. Come on out. Only $15 general admission. Kids, $10, 12 and under. 5 and under are free, man. Bring everybody out. It's going to be a big card, man. Looking forward to it. Sponsored by, of course, us, the Sit Down Marks, Sundown Exteriors, Ellen's Dog Grooming, The Painted Wrath, and Tailgater's Pub in beautiful Leroy, Illinois.
Gotta love that.
You do. All right, AJ, let's get to it, man. Looks like we got some AEW to get to, man. Let's talk about it.
We have some stuff. So these Dynamite and Rampage results seem like they happened 2 months ago.
After everything that's gone on.
Yes.
It does. Yeah.
So a couple of things I'm just going to really quickly mention. We have the promo from Jon Moxley to start the show, which was fucking awesome. And it eventually would be met or answered by CM Punk, and Ace Steel, gives him the whole Like, remember when Roddy Piper like hurt his knee and Virgil was like, "Oh no, get up!" Oh, that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
Which is fine, you know.
I hadn't seen Ace Steel in so long. I didn't recognize him.
He's got a beard now.
Yeah.
It's his beard. Did he have a beard before?
I don't think so, but
that's irrelevant.
Ace Steel is one of those names you could double as a porn star.
Absolutely.
And a wrestler.
Bang Bros. So
bang bang.
That bang bang. That happened. Then I want to talk briefly about Bryan Danielson. Bang bang. There it is. Against Jake Hager, mainly because you forget how fucking awesome Jake Hager really is at wrestling.
I'm glad you bring this up, man. I couldn't agree more, man. This was awesome. I was like, man, I kind of forgot. I mean, they wrestled each other quite a good bit in WWE, and like seeing them mix it up again was kind of fresh. And I'm like, Hager kind of wrestled Daniel style. I thought it was great too, man. It was an awesome match.
I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I'm not the biggest Jake Hager fan in the world, but it's just how he's presented.
Yeah, he's kind of just a big goon in the background most of the time, you know.
Former world heavyweight champion.
Right. But you forget that he was like a national champ, wasn't he? Like an amateur national champ.
We
the people.
You turds. He's like a legit wrestler, and so watching him be able to showcase that is pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing I want to talk about, and the final thing on Dynamite, because again, all this is old news now. I want to talk about how underwhelmed I was. I was so excited for the Elite versus Will Ospreay and Aussie Open. I was underwhelmed. I was just like, okay, it has Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay in it, who are two of the best ever. And I was just like, this is not what I wanted. Like, this is, it was fine. Like, it was good, but
I feel like we watched it to see Ospreay and Omega hook up, you know? It was like the matchup you want to see within this. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was a little underwhelming too. I mean, you know, Ospreay and Omega are both phenomenal, but you know, but yeah, I kind of thought it was too. But you know, supposedly this was Ospreay's last match with AEW for a little while, so
yeah, he's heading back.
Yeah, they might bring him back now if they need some bodies.
But. Yeah, he might be signing a contract pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So that's what I got for Dynamite. Unless you guys have anything else.
Yeah, I do.
Go on.
Go ahead,
matter of fucking fact.
Do it.
I'm just kidding. But really, though, were you surprised, underwhelmed, overjoyed? Was it over or under for you whenever CM Punk is the one that accepted the open invitation? For me, I was underwhelmed, honestly.
I was honestly hoping. I mean, he just got squashed, so I was surprised.
Exactly.
I was surprised and a bit confused.
And I was like, dude, so they're gonna get out of as soon as he took the fucking contract. I was like, oh, so he's winning Sunday because So what was the fucking point of him losing? It just the whole thing was, and then of course the fucking shenanigans makes it all worse.
Sure.
It's funny that you bring that up now because I have those in this almost exact speech in my notes when we get to all
out. Right. Yeah. But I'll say I was a little underwhelmed too, but I wasn't like mad about it because I'm like, oh, okay, so Punk's gonna get the title back. Wasn't really that hurt, I guess. You know, I'd rather Punk have the belt than Moxley, but that's just me.
See, I was hoping that Moxley would have like a good run as the unified champ. I really was, and then but we'll get to all this. Yeah, I was confused as to why CM Punk was the one that accepted the challenge. So
let me say this though, real quick. Did you guys see in the Wardlow FTR match, the guys that they wrestled were Dreamwave champion Vic Capri, AEW's Ren Jones, and Silas Young from Ring of Honor.
Silas Young, yeah.
And
I did see Vic Capri. Cool. I was like, hey, we just saw him. I'm still mad that you won the belt.
Yeah, right. He sucked the air out of the building.
Yes, ruined that comeback show.
He killed it.
God damn it.
Just want Hartenbauer to win.
Everyone wanted Hartenbauer to win. So, moving on to...
What about Morrissey?
Oh, yeah. I like that. Morrissey coming into AEW now.
Mm-hmm.
Another big man. Love it.
He looks fantastic.
Yeah, he does.
But Morrissey's just awesome anyways.
I don't think he's going to fuck it up this time. I really don't.
I certainly hope not.
Yeah.
He
did.
Yeah.
At a signing or something, wasn't it? He had a seizure.
Yeah.
Almost lost him. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking scary. So moving on to Rampage. So we have the Elite in the finals of the Trios tournament, and now we're going to throw Dark Order in there with Hangman Page as well. Because why not? Didn't care, really. It's like the Elite's going to win, so. Ray Phoenix as a singles competitor. This is interesting. Because he botched a lot. But it was still great botching. Like, his botches look smooth.
Well, he ain't scared to try nothing. He'll be like, and if he fucks up, he'll jump right back on and try to do it again.
Well, he's like the opposite of Sin Cara. Like, Sin Cara botches, and you're just like, oh, Jesus, Sin Cara, you floppy idiot. But then when Ray Phoenix botches, you're like, oh, okay, well, that was a nice recovery and smooth transition. It's fucking awesome.
Right.
So then we have Tay Mello and Sammy Guevara versus Ruby Soho and Ortiz, which I hated this match. Sammy Guevara needs to go away. I can't stand the sight of him.
He's got go away heat from you now?
Yes. It's not good heat. I actually don't like you as a performer. Please leave the building kind of situation. I don't know. He has a very punchable face. He's like
he does have a very punchable face for sure.
He's like the very opposite of Austin Theory to me. That where I hate Austin Theory, but it's the good kind of, it's the fun kind of hatred.
Right.
Whereas Sammy Guevara, I'm just like, go the fuck away. I don't want to see you. I mean, I don't want to see Austin Theory, but I do at the same. It's very confusing.
Was it him and Tay Conti or like the AAA intergender, whatever they call those belts? They're like one red, one blue or something.
Yeah, which is fine. Exactly. And then finally, Ricky Starks had a match against QT Marshall as a babyface, and the crowd was into him. And that's he got the win. That's what I got for that. Anything on Rampage?
Just FTR over as the motherfucker.
As they will be.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's move on to All Out, shall we?
Shall we?
Shall
we now?
Let's start with the Casino ladder match, which was, of course, won by a masked Joker. So, did we all call the Joker on this one? I called the Joker.
You did.
You called the Joker? MJF?
I think we all did.
I think so, too.
No, we didn't say MJF. We said Joker.
Yeah, the Joker. Yeah.
Whoever the Joker would win.
Whoever the Joker was.
Yeah.
By the way, just as a side note, I really like that mask.
Oh, the Joker mask?
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty cool looking too.
Yeah.
I was like, Penta should steal that mask and wear that instead of his weirdo fucking skull.
Penta has like my favorite mask.
Really? I'm not a fan of Penta's mask.
I like his mask a lot.
The open chin.
Mm-hmm.
Good match. Not real surprising. Up next, the Elite versus Hangman and Dark Order for the Trios Championship. The Elite, to the surprise of no one, came out victorious.
All right. And are they going to vacate those shitty belts too, or what's going on here?
I see. I'm kind of with it. There's too many belts. Everyone has belts.
Mm-hmm.
Like at first, I was okay with it, and now I'm like, I'm changing my tune a little bit because, it's like you stand out more if you don't have a belt in AEW now than if you do.
Yeah. When they just had TNT and the heavyweight title and the tag teams, the women's, but yeah.
Speaking of too many belts, although this one's fine. Jade Cargill versus Athena. I got this one wrong. I still think it was the wrong decision. Although I enjoyed the match. It was meh.
They're keeping up with her tally so much now. What was it? She's a 37-0 now.
Mm-hmm.
So how far are they going to run that to, like almost 50 and beat her or something?
Eventually they'll start skipping a lot of numbers.
It'll
And
go
then
from
they'll-
like 42
And
to
then
53.
Yep. And then she'll get to like 127 ish.
She
127.
wrestled 8 house shows this weekend.
Yeah. And then she'll get beat by Kevin Nash.
Finger poke of doom.
Yeah.
I can
By the
see that
way,
happening.
funny little tidbit that makes me love that Kevin was talking about the finger poke of doom the other day, and he said, I don't know if you guys ever noticed this before. He goes, I've never fucking taped my hands going into a fight. He's like, that's why I did it for the finger poke of doom. Because you guys should have known right there. I came out with tape.
That's
It was
fucking
great,
funny.
man.
I did
Yeah,
not
it was
notice
really funny.
that.
Yeah.
Kevin Nash. He's like my favorite kind of like twat. Like he's such a twat, but he's awesome.
Yeah, I've always been a super big fan of him. I mean,
Yeah.
Aside from being, big sexy, but also he was Super Shredder.
He was Super Shredder, which that is how
It's
he will.
super over with me.
Oh yeah, me too. Like that is how I will always remember Kevin Nash. Not that he's dead, but Super Shredder. Like that's it. That's
And
peak.
the Russian in the Punisher.
And he kept crying in The Longest Yard.
Yeah. Because he had estrogen.
So now we get to the match that I personally was looking forward to the most: FTR Wardlow versus Jay Lethal and the Motor City Machine Guns. I was underwhelmed once again.
Yeah. It didn't. Yeah, this one, like I kept waiting on it to go to another level. You know what I mean? Like I don't think it was bad. It just wasn't. I was just kind of like, okay, yeah. I thought it was average, but I don't know.
It was a match that took place. Wardlow and FTR got the win. Up next, we have Ricky Starks versus Powerhouse Hobbs. What do you guys think of this match? Powerhouse Hobbs got the win.
Yeah.
So 2 of us got that one right.
That's right. The Mark did not.
Yeah.
The Ricky Mark.
Yeah, the Ricky Markin.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
you.
just holding on for him.
I know.
I know it's me.
Oh yeah. It's just leading to a bigger story, but yeah, this was giving Powerhouse a little bit of a rub.
Not
Which
all
is fine.
heroes have to be knocked all the way down. He's already over.
He is so over.
Yeah, they better hang on to it.
During this match is when I appreciated Taz's commentary again. I fucking love Taz. Love it. Up next, the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Swerve in Our Glory versus the Acclaimed. The crowd did not like this outcome.
They wanted Acclaimed.
They wanted Acclaimed.
Didn't they?
They
You
wanted
to
Acclaimed.
scissor me, Daddy.
I kind of feel like I wanted them to win it too. It felt like the right moment.
When I was watching this, I was like, yeah, sure. I'm behind him. Crowd was behind him. I got caught up in the whole fanfare of it.
Sure.
The actual match was good. These 4 guys have really good chemistry together.
Yeah. They're just picking up steam, really. So let it burn for a while. I mean,
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah. And they just, Swerve and Our Glory, whatever they're called. They haven't even had the belts that long anyway. So
No. I did like how they were booing Keith Lee because Keith Lee doesn't get booed like ever because he's awesome.
Chicago.
Yeah, fucking cunty town. So up next, we have Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, Hikaru Shida, Toni Storm for the AEW Women's title, which was, of course, won by Toni Storm.
I said
Didn't get
Shida, so I didn't get that.
I said Britt Baker, so I didn't get it.
You said
I said
Toni
Toni
Storm.
Storm.
You did say Toni Storm, yeah. Which, it's
I mean, I sure.
I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just
Yeah.
calling business decisions. Okay.
Yeah.
she's not that good. I mean, I like Toni Storm, but I see her as like a mid-card kind of situation. I don't know. I was underwhelmed. I'm saying underwhelmed a lot.
Are there? I'm really not. Okay. I'm just trying not to sound like a dick here.
Go for it.
Do it.
You misogynist prick.
Are there tiers in women's divisions like there are in men's divisions?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like a Nikki ASH versus Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
I mean, Nikki ASH
Man, it's
won the
just-
championship.
Wrestling just has to work like that.
Yeah.
It can't work any other way.
Yeah,
So
I understand. Yeah.
I'm saying that makes. I mean,
Becky versus Natty, which even though I love Natty, but
Those are both. Natty's a legend.
yeah, she is, but she's a mid carder.
So we could say Aaliyah versus Charlotte.
there you go. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Training wheels versus fucking Ferrari.
There you go. Well, that's it. Are you calling Natty a training wheels?
No,
actually, now that you mention it, kinda, yeah. She works with the new people.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I was calling Aaliyah training wheels.
Yeah.
Leah's
AJ
not
took it for
training.
Natty.
Only because she's newer.
Yeah, but she's shit. Up next, we have my most hated match of the night, which is Christian Cage versus Jungle Boy. The old Big Show triple quadruple swerve. Luchasaurus fucking turns again and again and again and again and again.
No, it was only the double turn. I mean,
triple turn.
So he went from good to bad to good back to bad.
Yeah.
So
good to bad,
but
bad
it
to
was
good,
only
good to bad.
he was only being good so he could be bad.
He was already bad.
He was bad the whole time. He just had to get behind.
Moody?
Oh God, what an overbook.
Dinosaurs? Have you never seen Jurassic Park?
No, well, in Jurassic World, the T-Rex makes a face turn, which is nice.
And he trains the Velociraptors, but they are moody.
You know, they are moody.
There you go. It makes sense now.
You know, my favorite part of that entire movie is like at the very end when the T-Rex and the Raptors like go like this to each other. Fucking love that so much.
Sign of respect.
Yeah, and then they go their separate ways. It's like the handshake. Like
that really happens, by the way.
It does. This is shit, by the way. Christian Cage won.
I called it.
You did, and I hated it.
You did call that. I thought Jungle Boy would win just because so this could be the end, but clearly it's not going to be now.
It needed to be. This needed to be the blow off, and so up next we have Bryan Danielson versus Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho getting the win. He cheated, so that's fine. But why is Chris Jericho continuously winning feuds?
I know.
He's Chris Jericho. Also, that does nothing negative for Brian.
No, it doesn't.
Danielson. Yeah.
Like, I feel like nothing was gained and nothing was lost by either of them.
It was like an exhibition for fun. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
It was Bryan Danielson and Chris Jericho, who, when we do a list of favorites, they will both be on mine.
Absolutely.
The match was great. The finish, I was just like, yeah, whatever. Okay. So yeah, that was fine.
Yeah, I thought it was okay.
So up next we have what is could have been a match on Dynamite, no ramifications. House of Black versus Sting, Darby Allin, and Miro, which I loved because I love Miro as a good guy. I do. And Sting is not human. He's just not. He's like 63.
Just diving off shit.
Good God.
Yeah. I mean, Sting is like must watch now. You don't know what this dude's going to do at his age. And, I mean, Sting's must watch anyway, really. But, but yeah. I mean, he adds another like layer to, this whole thing. I was like, and just when you think like, he just did this shit not long ago, so he's going to chill for a while now.
Nope. He is in there.
He's got to keep that body hardened.
Bang. And he does. And then finally, it brings us to the main event: Jon Moxley versus CM Punk for the AEW World Title. I believe we know the result to that.
I believe we all picked Punk.
So
nobody picked Punk.
Yeah, we all picked Moxley.
We all picked nobody because there wasn't a main event.
That's right.
Oh yeah, that's right. I love CM Punk. I do. I don't understand this at all. I wanted Moxley to have a nice little run. I wanted Punk to build himself back up. And, we're all excited for the Summer of Punk. That got denied. Mm-hmm. Don't try and recreate it. Like, just let it go. The moment will come again. And then this happened. And I got confused. And I thought it was the wrong result. And I didn't necessarily like it.
My immediate thought was, so did we just do that whole leg spot and haul Punk out and, did we do all that just to get heat to get to this match? Because that's the only thing that would make sense. But
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
The storytelling was nothing but fucking confusing.
Yeah. Like, the story would have been better had it been for a unified championship than, did CM Punk come back too early? Is his ankle going to hold? Blah, 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 blah. I'd like, just why? You added an extra layer to an already intriguing story, which made the story shit. Like, don't, simplify.
They should have never done that part in Cleveland.
No, never. If this is going to be the main outcome, no, absolutely not.
I mean, Khan's wishing he's probably wishing now that Mox had won.
Yeah, I would.
But if Punk winning led to the whole scrum after, and
So what happens now? Are they're gonna have like another? I swear to God, AEW with that world title right now is like WCW when Vince Russo was.
But you know what pisses me off is Moxley was like a legit 2-time champion, and they're not gonna make him a 3-time champion now.
Nope. And now CM Punk's a 2-time champion.
And he was a great person to be a champion right now.
Yes, he was. He could be face or heel. He, is awesome. He's John Moxley. He's fucking awesome. And now there's not going to be a champ. Now it's going to be another.
I wouldn't be mad. I would not be mad at that. No. I'm such a mark for Jericho.
Fucking safe as shit, and it works, man. Like,
cool. Put it on Jericho. Because now there's going to be another tournament or another fucking. Because now Vacant once again is going to hold the title for like the third time this year.
Yeah,
Vacant. Yeah,
your champ.
He's
Vacant.
He's a 3-time holder, just like me. 3-time champ.
Yeah. And also Vacant.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, boys, let's smelly mark AEW All Out. I'll start, man. Wasn't real impressed with it. I mean, I'll give it a 7, a week 7.
So that's more generous than I got it. I really liked one match on it. Mm-hmm. And in that match, I hated 2 of the competitors. So I give it a 5. A very lukewarm, right in the middle, 5.
Okay.
Talking about right in the middle, I'm going to slide right up between you guys at a 6.
That'll work.
It surprises me that the biggest CM Punk mark out of all 3 of us is the one who rated it the lowest.
Well, that's the match I cared about the least.
I didn't get it.
As far as after the outcome, like I was
like that. Like that result kind of. So man, here's a fun story. Like that actually, the result of that match dropped a whole point for me. So I was driving back from I flew in to Chicago and I was driving back right after All Out had gotten over, and I stopped for gas and a snack or whatever. And there were these 2 guys wearing CM Punk shirts. So I was like, oh my God, what happened? And both of them at the same time went, Punk won. And both of them were wearing CM Punk shirts. So we weren't, alone in our...
So we're not the minority.
No.
Or at least there was some common ground here.
Yes. So I thought that was interesting. Because at that point I hadn't watched it. But
the one thing we didn't talk about, that is probably the most exciting thing that happened on All Out.
What?
Fucking at the end of the night, the Joker was revealed to be MJF.
Oh yeah. See, that's how underwhelming the show was. That we just completely forgot. Yeah, MJF is back.
That is exciting.
Yay! Yes, that is much needed at this point in time.
So what they moved to Full Gear in November, right? Hit that the next one, I think.
I believe so.
That.
Yes.
Yeah. So all right, good deal. All right, so let's move on, man. WWE.
Well, real quick. Just who do you think is going to take the worst shots, MJF or Max Caster?
Oh my God,
MJF.
Yeah, MJF.
He is loaded with material right now.
Plus, he's a heel.
They've both just been taking notes all weekend.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I look forward to MJF.
Yeah.
In the coming weeks, that is going to be amazing.
And with all this implosion, MJF's stock is fucking rising, baby.
Oh my God,
he knows it. He knows it.
Oh God, yes, he needs to be at the top of that company.
Yes,
right now.
Max Caster's going to have some good zingers, though.
All he's seeing is fucking dollar signs and just like he's probably like, yeah, fuckers, keep arguing.
Yeah. Go ahead. Oh yeah, you just threw a chair. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Nope. Are you biting? Like Ace Steel, are you biting?
Are you a grown man biting?
All right, so let's move on to WWE. We got start off with SmackDown. Now, this was a tape SmackDown from last week's SmackDown in Detroit.
Smacking it down, baby.
Just kind of put these together. Yes, sir. Primo's got it. So Ronda is reinstated, and Adam Pearce tells her that she is the biggest bitch that he's ever met, quite frankly. And then she puts him in an arm bar, and he taps and all that good stuff. So Ronda's back on the roster. Sadly enough, but happy enough for AJ, Corbin loses to Shinsuke Nakamura, and then he gets it like they show him Corbin walking to the back of the arena, and a stretch limo pulls up, and he gets in, and it sounds like JBL is in the limo. The limo did have horns, I think, but it sounded like JBL telling him to get in.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
JBL Corbin?
No.
Oh, no. I don't know. But anyway.
What are they doing to poor Corbin?
That's what it sounded like anyway. So.
I love Baron Corbin as like everything I hear about him. He's fucking awesome. I just want him to get a gimmick that the crowd can get behind so he can have a proper run like he deserves.
He don't have hair anymore, so he can't go back to the lone wolf, I feel like.
No, he can't. Well, he couldn't do it then. He had like a wispy... He looked like a scarecrow that someone ran out of straw.
I did not like his facial hair back then. The chin strap he had going on.
Oh, yeah. It's
stupid. Nobody likes a chin strap.
I love me some end of days, though.
Out there, if you're wearing a chin strap out there, man, that ain't it. Okay?
Right.
Stop it.
I love me some end of days.
Though. Oh, yeah. End of days.
It's a fantastic move.
Very protected, too. Like, very rarely does somebody kick out. For a long time, nobody kicked out.
Yeah.
The only problem with
solid finisher.
The only problem with the end of days is you can't put like Kane in the end of days. Like you can't put a big guy in the end of days.
Yeah,
it's just he'll destroy his back.
Yeah, you just gotta like turn level. So all right, so the main event, which they were making out like Drew McIntyre was coming for the bloodline the whole night. And then they show Roman getting out of a limo, which he wasn't there. This was a tape spot too. Drew boots him in the face as he's getting out of the limo, and then he makes his way towards the ring, and then basically just starts crushing Jimmy J and Sammy that was waiting in the ring waiting on him. So that was basically it as SmackDown went off. Like I said, it was just kind of a piece together
man,
show from SmackDown.
I don't remember who said it. Somebody tweeted it or something. I don't remember if it was Drew McIntyre or Sami Zayn, but it was about because during the SmackDown, Sami Zayn he was doing the party planning, and he received the flowers from Karrion Kross, and they said TikTok on him. Well, somebody out there, I don't remember which wrestler it was, they wrote an hourglass doesn't tick.
I mean, it dinks like when the little sand.
It doesn't make any sense.
No, it does not. That's you're correct. That's really stupid.
All right, so let's head to the WWE Clash at the Castle. Was in Cardiff, Wales this past Saturday. It came on at like noon, 1 o'clock, depending on what time zone you were in. Pretty decent card. I did enjoy this. I thought it was pretty good. I'm always a fan of daytime cards when they come on. So. But getting right to it, man, right off the bat, we now know Bayley's called, in her faction's called Damage Control. Yeah.
So I had a problem with this. Does this mean that they're trying to, like, mitigate the damage that is happening? Like, they don't want to cause it. They want it to kind of be contained, like they're controlling like this name isn't as badass as I think they thought it was.
Yeah.
Like when I hear
Damage
Control,
music and it said Damage Control on the screen for the first time. I think
it reminds me of the Problem Solver.
when I think of Damage Control, I'm just
Tyson
like, okay,
Tomko.
someone is trying to get things back under control, like not cause damage, but mitigate it and make it better. Like, I don't know.
I don't know if you guys knew this during the match. By the way, Damage Control won the match. They beat Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and Bianca Belair. Another thing that's happened since Vince has been gone, Michael can now reference, like he referenced Io and Asuka's partnership in Japan. So he can mention that kind of stuff now, you know.
I fucking love Michael Cole without Vince in his ear. I do.
Right, yeah. So that was the first match. Next up was, I don't know if these are in order or not, but I can't remember the order. But holy shit, my favorite match of the night. Give this thing a 9 on the Smelly Mark scale for me. Gunther defeated Sheamus. This was my shit right here, man. Talk to me, boys.
So, like, I remember you guys were talking about it when I hadn't had the chance to watch it yet. And I was like, okay, just a couple of big hosses beating the fuck out of each other. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they absolutely beat the fuck out of each other, and it was this is the best match I've seen in WWE in a long time. Like, it was fan-fucking-tastic. I loved it.
Primo mentioned Sheamus coming out like the old Loach.
He's wearing the Loach gear.
Celtic
Warrior. The Celtic Warrior, the whole get-up. It was cool. He had a great ovation.
Yeah, he did. He got a good.
And I was real happy for him. I've been a fan of Sheamus for a while. Obviously, Sheamus. But anyway, literally.
It's not Primus, it's Sheamus.
His name's like Sheamus. Your name.
So, but I've always been a big fan of his, and I just was happy to see him get his, a little bit of flowers he got there.
Yeah.
But also, along with that, that match was awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm not even, you guys know, I'm not even the biggest Gunther guy, but I am a big fan of Sheamus, and I was just happy. Even the little brawl that happened at the beginning where they were standing there staring at each other and the Bruling, whatever they fucking
their
call
them. Goons are fighting each other.
Yeah, they're goons. Exactly.
The
goons. Vinci came back. Imperium returned.
Ludwig Kaiser introduced Giovanni Vinci reforming Imperium. I like this.
I think if they're going to reform Imperium, he should not be Giovanni Vinci anymore.
Nope. Yeah. Agreed.
Because he was something else, wasn't he? Like he wasn't Italian whenever they were Imperium before.
Yeah.
He was. He became Italian.
Supposed to be German in Imperium.
There was one problem I had with this match, and that is the outcome. I really wanted Sheamus to win.
No.
I did. It doesn't make sense.
I would have loved for Sheamus to win, but I just knew that wasn't going to happen.
No, of course not.
Well,
but I wanted it because that's the belt that Sheamus needs to give him the Grand Slam.
Right.
And I was like, okay, I want
Sheamus
Sheamus
to have that up a lot.
So that kind of disappointed me. But apart from that, this match is fucking awesome.
Yeah. My favorite match of the night, my favorite match of the weekend. What was awesome was, on a side note, my son's watching a lot of, like, he's not watching a whole lot of wrestling, but like when, I was showing him, like making him watch this match. And then next thing I know, I'm getting chopped and, all kind of stuff, like, you know what I mean? So this was a cool match, like, to just see two brawlers just going at it,
Yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah, it was good stuff. And then next up, Liv Morgan, defeated Shayna Baszler to retain the title. Decent match. What do you guys think about this one?
Yeah, they're making Liv Morgan like consummate underdog, which is what she's the champ. She shouldn't be the underdog, but whatever. Like, I'm not a booker for WWE, so what do I know?
Right.
But yeah, this is fine.
Yeah, I like it. She got the win. We'll take it. Next up, how about Edge and Rey Mysterio versus the Judgment Day? First of all, I loved Edge coming out in the mask.
The mask,
fucking cool.
Yeah, it was cool too.
Yeah, it was cool. I like that part. So Edge Mysterio ended up defeating Judgment Day. More on the of really what happened was Dominic kicked Edge in the balls after the match.
Moved him right in the nuts.
Yeah, gave him the old right up the goat. I did think it was funny. I think Edge he did a 619 or something. Corey said that's more like a 519 or something like that. Yeah, I thought it was that was pretty funny. But yeah, so obviously Dominic, is he's turned into a man, so to speak, and he's as we all could see, he's going to be with the Judgment Day. But
real making him a man.
Yep. But I thought the match not bad. It was pretty good. I
it gave me a whole lot of nostalgia seeing Ray and Edge together.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Good stuff. Okay, just real quick, I don't want to get off on a tangent of it, but I'm not a fan of Ray's like the furry tomahawk or mohawk mask. I like the old ones, like the old. You know what I mean? They're really like
you like the full covered.
Yeah.
Not the. I agree. I don't like the mohawk mask.
Yeah, I feel like I can't really take him serious sometimes when he's wearing those. I still love Ray.
It's like the whole time he wore his baggy pants. I'm like, you look like an actual child when you have the baggy pants on.
You have a mohawk. You have a fake mohawk. I'm not taking you seriously.
Like fuck you and your faux hawk mask.
So another match we were all kind of excited to watch. Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle. Rollins got the win. Rollins come out looking like Rocket Man from Elton John's concert.
Yeah.
But I love when they get flashy and flamboyant and just doing dumb shit out of that they wouldn't normally do. Like like I was surprised by that because like we usually only get those outfits at like WrestleMania and stuff. So I like it when they go the extra and make it kind of special and stuff. But for two guys that don't like each other, these dudes got chemistry, man. This was good.
Oh my God.
Good. Except for the almost botch in the beginning or whatever it was. But
yeah, that's fine.
But yeah.
Count.
But
I agree. These two could just go.
Yeah,
all the time.
We expected this one to be good, and it was.
Yeah.
It delivered.
Yeah, and they got more. Did you see where Seth was calling Riddle a goddamn loser? Did y'all hear him saying that?
Yeah.
God, I was like, dang. Oh, man, it was good stuff. All right, let's get to the big meat and potatoes of the show was Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre. They played it up like, Drew was in his hometown. I love the old Broken Dreams video that started the whole thing from his old entrance music. Roman got the win, of course, as we all predicted. Karrion Kross had a little bit of a distraction there, so I think that might be who Drew's going to be feuding with coming up here. It didn't really make sense other than just
super weird.
Yeah.
He was just like, "Look, I'm here," and then nothing.
Right.
Yeah. And that was it.
Yeah. We had an attempted cash in by Austin Theory. A-Town down hits. He comes running down there. And I love cash ins, man, because you just don't know, right? Like I love the unpredictability of it, but I always love it when they're hauling the ref down there, like against their will, or you know what I mean?
Grab by the shirt collar.
Yeah, they're running. Yeah, I love that stuff. But so Tyson Fury, the lineal heavyweight champion of the world, I'm gonna say
Gypsy King.
Yeah.
Gypsy King was shown there, and he ended up knocking out Theory before he got the cash in. So, which Theory sold it like a champ.
Yes, he did.
So Theory's just gonna have this chain of comedy cash ins that never happen.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah,
I can see like Theory like failing to cash in. Like after a year, like he keeps trying to cash in, but stuff keeps happening until it expires.
Or he fails so many times that it accidentally happens. And he's like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. Like this is the last day you can cash in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, so that'd be interesting. So that was how the card went off. Obviously, Reigns, retained, delivered the spear for the dramatic 1, 2, 3 count. Let me tell you though, man. Let me say this though. That these British fans, they're nuts, right? They're like they always feel like they're always acting like they're at a soccer game, right? Soccer match, and
they call it football.
This would have been a really magical moment had Drew won here, man. This would have been redemption from WrestleMania. I understand why they didn't. I get it, but man, this would have been an awesome moment had Drew won.
Yes, agreed.
100%. It would have been historic.
Yeah. I was okay that he didn't, but had he won, I would have been I would have gone.
Yeah,
nuts
I think we
with the
said
crowd.
that last week too.
Yeah.
Sure. I would have been happy either way.
Mm-hmm.
I am happy that Solo is joining the Bloodline.
Yeah, that took a long time, didn't it?
Yep. So Solo helped him win. New Bloodline member.
I feel like Triple H reads Squared Circle.
Yeah.
Like this, these are the things that we say on there, and they just are starting to happen now that Triple H is taking over.
Right. Well, it just makes sense, man. I mean, he's an Uso. He's got to be in. He's a wrestler. He's got to be in the Bloodline. So that was WWE Clash at the Castle, boys. Let's smelly mark it real quick. I enjoyed it, man. I'm going 7.5.
So I enjoyed the shit out of it, and it had way better matches than All Out. So I'm going to go also 7.5.
Yeah.
Well, not to be outdone, and not to Price is Right, you guys, but I'm going to go 7.6.
All right. So that's going to do it for Clash at the Castle. Now we also had Monday Night Raw, which was in Kansas City, Missouri. Judgment Day started off the show with Dominic. They destroy Edge's knee and ankle, concerto, all that stuff. After Edge calls them out, and Rhea says that she is making Dominic into a man. I feel like Rhea is definitely now the head of Judgment Day. Like she's like the boss, right?
Good.
Yeah.
I think it makes Judgment Day much more interesting.
Yeah. So, all right. And then in a weird reintroduction of someone in a 4-way tag team title match, not to mention a 4-way tag team #1 contenders title match, it was interrupted by the return of Braun Strowman, who just obliterated the whole tag team division.
And fell while doing it.
He did. He tripped the big galoot.
Yeah. Holy fuck, does Braun Strowman look like a goddamn beast?
Dude is a monster.
He is
just literally
jacked.
Huge.
Yeah, he had been controlling his narrative.
He has been, and apparently his calorie intake too, because Jesus Christ, the dude is
weights
ripped.
that he's lifting.
Yeah, he's got 2 cinder blocks on his
he's
shoulder.
former strongman, like legit.
Yeah.
But also, when he came out, we knew it was happening because I texted you guys and I was but I didn't know it was going to happen on Raw.
Well, why didn't you know? You knew that Braun got signed. Why didn't you know?
What the hell?
On Raw? Why didn't you text together? This was going to happen.
But the thing with me was I'm going to give these guys one chance, not you guys, WWE.
Us?
If they do the fucking choo-choo train noise when he runs around the ring, I was going to be so done. Wait, and he started to do that. I was like, if I'm listening for it, and if they do this shit, they didn't do it. Thank goodness. He did fall, and I laughed at that.
Yeah,
it looked like Chad Gable just moved out of the way.
Yeah, he's just like blip.
He should get rid of that. Nobody pops for that shit. I don't. I
don't. Stop it.
No, I don't either.
Do something else. And also, if you could just have him be a monster and never give him a microphone, that'd be
cool.
Yeah. Get these hands.
It's like, dude, you've been gone for like a year and a half. Like,
he could literally rip my arms off of my body.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not trying to be rude. I mean, I can't talk any better, but we both sound like just some country dudes that don't belong on the microphone.
So Damian Priest beat Rey Mysterio in a match while Dominic basically watched, and Dominic is going to now face Edge next week on Raw.
Rhea told Rey that she made him a man.
She made him into a man, yeah.
Bang, bang!
Oh, yeah.
So Rollins says no rematch for Riddle. Rollins says no rematch for Riddle. He's moving on to bigger and better things.
Good.
Soundbites.
Main event. Miz versus Lashley for the U.S. title in a steel cage. Lashley retains after Miz is distracted by Dexter Lumis once again. Lumis climbs into the cage and chokes out Miz as the show goes off. Yeah, the spot under the ring is great.
Oh, I fucking
laying down
so much. He just pops out.
I love Dexter.
He slides out, man. Like his stairs, his 1,000-yard stairs.
You know what gets me about him is he's had the same gimmick since he was Sam Shaw in TNA.
Yes, right.
Fucking give both of these guys raises.
He's like a hitman.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah, it is funny.
He's like Psychotic and Dexter.
Yeah. All right, Primo, that's all I got, man. Let's move on to you.
We will. We'll move on to Primo now. Impact World Wrestling OGK. So, right out the gate, OGK faced the Good Brothers for the Impact World Tag Team Champions. And the Good Brothers have been Tag Team Champions for a while now. Who'd they take it off of? They took it off of, I want to say, like Finn Juice or somebody way back when. And so Gallows is finally back, and OGK defeated the Good Brothers to become the new
Love it.
Impact World Tag Team Champions.
The Kingdom. Love it.
We also had another championship match where Speedball Mike Bailey defeated Kenny King to retain the Impact X Division Championship.
Kenny King.
There's a couple other things I want to talk about, but I'm going to slow play it for a minute. Also, so another thing that happened, so next week they're going to have Aussie Open on there to face OGK.
Next week?
Aussie Open's next week, yeah.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Kushida, to the Time Machine, they have merch out now.
Yeah.
But here's the good stuff. So, Masha Slamovich defeated Deonna Purrazzo to earn the right to face Jacked Grace, as we call her, Jordan Grace.
That's right.
At Bound for Glory for the Impact Knockouts World Championship. Masha Slamovich at this time is still undefeated.
I can't wait for this match. Cannot wait. It's going to be fucking awesome.
And what?
I was saying, I hope she bulldozes Jack Grace and just squashes her.
She's got to.
New. Love it.
And finally, the last thing we're talking about for this past Thursday's Impact Wrestling.
Hardcore Country!
Mickie James has announced that it is now the last rodeo for her, stating that she is going to be chasing the gold one last time. And it's going to be, she said she can't promise it's going to be a long ride, she can't promise to be a short ride, but it's going to be a hell of a ride. And however, with the caveat that whether it's to next match or whenever she faces for the title, her next loss will be her last loss, and she's going.
Oh, so when she loses, she goes home?
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like that. Like I think more people
she can get undefeated all the way to the championship and then lose.
Oh yeah, right.
I think more people should have that as their retirement angle. Like I'm gonna go until I lose, and then once I lose, I'm done.
Yeah, I lost. I must not have it no more.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's Impact Wrestling. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it was
pretty good.
Pretty good.
Vault by Design. Did you see they did that little send off for Joe Doring?
Yes. Oh, they also have a shirt out too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It was like they're splitting up, and he was like, Eric's like, Joe, you got your thing to go handle. You go do your thing, and like, he tells Cody Deaner, he's like, I'm going to do my thing, and Cody's like, you're just going to leave me? and then like Eric just walks off, and he's just kind of standing there like, I'm like, repackage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love
Pretty
it.
good episode. I like that one.
Moving on to some NXT.
Yes, boy.
Let's start with Sunday, Worlds Collide, with the NXT North American Championship match between Ricochet and the champion Carmelo Hayes, in which, of course, Trick Williams gets involved, of course, and Carmelo Hayes retains as your champion.
Yep.
Sure.
NXT Women's Tag Team Championship match, Katana Chance and Caden Carter retain against Nikki ASH and Doudrop.
Mm-hmm.
The NXT and NXT UK Tag Team Unification Fatal 4-Way match, Diamond Mine, which is the NXT champs, versus Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen, the UK champs, versus Gallus.
Jeb
Gibson.
Versus Pretty Deadly.
Yes, boy.
So Diamond Mine, and we all thought up to this point that Roddy was the one that was gonna like turn. It ended up being Damon Kemp, who hit one of the Creed brothers with a chair and caused them to lose, which in turn caused Pretty Deadly to become your unified tag team champions.
Yes, boy.
Unexpected.
Yes, boy.
Double side plates check.
That's right. They did say that on NXT.
Yeah.
I love those dudes, man. I love gimmick tag teams like that,
Yeah.
like where they like look similar. It's like throwback to me. You know what I mean? And
they totally are like full gimmick. Like they really live the part.
Oh
It made me miss the vaudevillains. Speaking of like highly gimmicked fucking tag teams.
I used to like their entrance when they would go black and white.
I loved the vaudevillains.
Yeah, the curtain.
Fuck yeah.
NXT and NXT UK Women's Championship Unification Triple Threat match between Miko Satomura, which is the UK Women's Champion, versus Blair Davenport versus Mandy Rose, which is the NXT Women's Champion. And your winner of this triple threat match is none other than Mandy Rose of Toxic Attraction, the Unified Women's Champion.
This is my favorite match on this card, actually.
I love Mandy Rose.
Yeah, I thought Mandy did great. This was the right move. I mean, I don't know if she really needed it, but I think this gives her more clout, and I mean, it's pretty sick to be the last NXT UK champ, I would say.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I love this match. I love the result of it. I thought it was great.
Mm-hmm. And finally, your main event between the NXT champ and the NXT UK champion, Braun Breaker versus Tyler Bate, with your winner and new NXT Unified Champion, Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker.
We knew that was going to happen.
Braun Breaker.
Yeah, I was hoping that it wouldn't, but
Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker.
Yep.
So, moving on to NXT.
Tyler looks like a little hippie, don't he?
A little bit, yeah.
He's a big, strong boy.
Big, strong boy, yeah.
He's a big, strong boy.
Moving on to NXT, you open up with Tyler Bate. Speaking of that big, strong boy, came out and basically, talked about history of the UK title, how he was the first and last champion. Mm-hmm. And then Gallus comes out, jacks the jaws a little bit. Braun Breaker comes out and says, "Oh yeah, well last night we were against each other, and tonight we're united. So let's have a match."
What are you saying?
That was fantastic.
A tag team match, player. So, they have Braun Breaker and Tyler Bate united take on and defeat Gallus, of course. After the match, we'll get to that because I have other precursor things. JD McDonough at the beginning of the show defeated Wes Lee in a pretty fun match. They were real hippie flying everywhere. It's just fun seeing Wes Lee. It's weird seeing somebody on TV. That's just weird. But an announcement is made that next week. How about this, guys? An announcement is made that next week is the celebration of the 1-year anniversary of NXT 2.0.
That is shocking to me.
Already.
A year. And how long has Braun Breaker been the champ?
Who?
Braun Breaker.
Well, I mean, he's lost it a couple times. He's like a 15-time champ now.
Yeah.
Dolph beat him, and
Ciampa.
Ciampa.
No, he won. He took it off of Ciampa, and then Dolph beat him.
Wasn't Finn Balor in there for a little bit? Or was he just regular NXT?
He didn't lose it to Finn, though.
No. Yeah, Finn showed up when Arian was still there.
Okay.
Damon Kemp explains his turning on Diamond Mine, saying how he was never utilized and he was always overlooked, and how he took Diamond Mine down from within, making them implode. Basically making them all look at everybody else but him. And then, like I said, Braun Breaker and Tyler Bate united to take on and defeat Gallus, but after the match, JD McDonough attacked Tyler Bate. So, going to be a little Tyler Bate, JD McDonough feud. Maybe they're trying to, start leading into some NXT Europe stuff.
Cool. Yeah. I love Tyler Bate. I think he's awesome.
Yeah. Whatever happened to Trent? Where's Trent at?
Trent 7?
Yeah.
I think he left.
Did he leave?
Yeah.
He was in the final NXT UK picture the other day.
Was he?
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's still there, but because he was kind of one of the first ones. But Mustache Mountain. I always like those dudes.
Yeah, he's not. He's no longer there.
Yeah. Okay.
Sad.
Yeah. Anyway, so that is NXT.
They got plans for JD McDonough, don't they?
I really like him. So
yeah.
And I love his music.
Look.
I've always liked his music.
Yeah, he's got great.
He's trained by Finn.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got great music. All right, boys, that's going to do it for our recaps. Now it's time to move on to our dropkick discussion of the week. I love that shit.
Hey guys, this is Mr. Havens, the Argyle assassin himself, giving them all the shivers.
This is the one and only Mike Hartenbauer.
This is Space Jesus Billy Starks.
This is referee Dan Perch.
What's up, bozos? This is Trevor Outlaw. You can address me as yours rudely. And you're listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast. You guys are listening to Sit Down Marks podcast.
You're listening to Sit Down Marks podcast.
Come celebrate pro wrestling right here on the Sit Down Marks podcast.
With DB, Primo, and AJ. With DB, Primo, and AJ.
With Primo, DB, and AJ.
And you're listening to DB, Primo, AJ here on the Sit Down Marks podcast, the best podcast for professional wrestling.
Perch. I love Perch.
All right, brand new month means brand new dropkick discussion. It is September. We're going to kick it old school. We're going back to our top fives.
Love it.
We got a couple of different topics we're going to talk about this month. But for today, we're going to be talking about our top 5 favorite champions right now. Now, champions consist of any man, woman, tag team with a belt. If they're our favorites, they're going to make this list today. That can be anywhere from, the guy that holds the title at the Armory right around the corner from your grandma's house, or it can be, all the way up to guys you're watching on TV. So it's going to be an interesting one today. We're going to be doing our top 5 favorite champions. Anybody want to start us off at number 5?
Yeah,
AJ.
My number 5, because I
quick honorable mentions if you have any that barely didn't make it.
Honorable mentions?
Yeah,
I have CM Punk.
Just a couple.
CM Punk as an honorable mention. I actually took him off my list.
Okay.
He was on there, but I'm like, nope, I'm sliding into an honorable mention because, again, I'm sick of this. We've talked about it.
You said Bobby Lashley, Primo?
I did. He was my honorable mention.
Okay.
My number 5, however, Roman Reigns.
Okay.
The big dog.
Sure.
Head of the table, Roman Reigns. You can't not have him on this list.
You can't not have him on this list. You can't argue that either. Not right now.
Even if his championship run is getting a little stale, it doesn't matter. He was the best thing on wrestling for the better part of a year and a half, and so
he got wrestling through COVID.
Yes,
sure.
So
he
respect.
Got us all like him too after we all hated him.
Yes, he had just. Talk about someone who is now where they're supposed to be, where they should have been this entire time.
Yeah.
Number 5, Roman Reigns.
Bloodline, arguably the best faction in wrestling right now, arguably the best storyline in wrestling right now. Consistent. They just added Solo. It's going to get more interesting, man. So
they have Sammy.
Yes, and Roman's at the very top of that, and this is, it's great. It's great. Yeah, yep. Roman definitely on this top 5 list. Go ahead, Primo.
My number 5 champion right now is the Ring of Honor World Champion Claudio Castagnoli.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, hard to argue with that one too. He's hot right now. Perfect. We talked about it. Perfect guy to hold that title, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like, if Ring of Honor's not like like a separate promotion right now, but yeah, it totally makes sense, man. Like, he's glad to see him there with the title, and it gives him kind of the respect that he kind of should have been had all along, Mm-hmm. So, I mean, what titles did he have in WWE? Did he win IC?
Tag title,
U.S. champ.
Yeah.
IC champ.
Okay.
He was a multi-time tag champ.
Yeah. He's a multi-time U.S. champ, too.
Yeah. All right, my turn. I'll start with my number 5. My honorable mention first is, and I haven't got to say this so long. I'm really excited. So, Primo, get ready, okay? You ready?
I'm your honorable mention?
No, you're not. You're going to help me with my honorable mention. My honorable mention is the brand new AEW champion, Jake. What's my name?
Something!
Yes. It was hard for me not to put him in my top 5.
Damn, it really was a long time since we've done that.
Yeah.
Right. That's retro, yeah?
Yeah.
That's
vintage.
We haven't done Jake something in a long time.
Well, Jake, we lost him because we kind of wasn't on Impact there for a while, so we was getting to talk about him. But all right, so moving on to my number 5, I'm sticking with Primo 2 in the Ring of Honor era. We just talked about him a while back when Primo mentioned we brought up our favorite champions right now. The Ring of Honor TV champion, Samoa Joe, number 5.
Samoa. In Isle Samoa?
He's just called Joe?
It's called Joe.
Just called Joe, yeah. It's like, hey, Joe.
Was it saying Samoa? It's just called a drop?
Yeah,
that's right. Right.
But Samoa Joe, he's always been like my TNA guy. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be honest with you. When I first saw Samoa Joe, I didn't like him. I thought he sucked. He's boring. And then obviously, I watched him. I hate that he's been so injury prone, I guess. I don't know what other way to say it, but I've just always liked him. Like I said, he's always kind of like been my TNA guy, and he's the quietest Ring of Honor TV champion right now. And I mean, he just came back, so he's going to be getting back in the mix. But hard for me not to leave him in or leave him out of my top 5. So my number 5, Samoa Joe, TV champ. AJ, number 4.
Number 4, because she's just so fun to look at. Mandy Rose. I was delighted to see her retain her title.
Same.
And she's just fun to look at. I like looking at her on my TV. So she can say champ.
No argument from this podcast.
I love Mandy Rose. I think I thought she was vastly underutilized before she became champ, and I think she's having a great run as the NXT Women's Champ.
It's cool to see her growth, isn't it? Like she was on
tough enough.
Yeah, tough enough to all the way now, and she's getting
her and Sonya both.
Yeah, and now she's starting to say, "Put some respect on my name." So she might be the longest tenured champion other than Roman in the WWE right now. She's had it for a while, seems like.
I think she is.
Yeah. So I love seeing her get respect. I hope they keep it on her for a little while longer. Make it a nice run. I don't know who her next competition would be, but we'll see. Primo, who you got number 4?
Number 4. Is the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Champions, the Usos.
Yes.
One of the greatest tag teams currently and have been for a long time.
When's the last time you've seen a bad Usos match?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't answer that. For me, I just love watching them work. Yeah. I love their whole thing. And
honestly, the last bad Usos match was when they still did the haka and all that shit.
I was a fan of that.
I liked that too.
But that's their last bad match. Like they weren't in very good shape.
I mean,
like
they were still kind of green back then.
Yeah.
What's funny about them when they were doing that gimmick? That's when they had the fire, and that was my first ever Raw TV event. It was 2013, and me and Jet Designs were there, and also side note, fun story about that Raw. It was Rebella nipple slip.
Nice.
But anyway, July 22nd, 2013. Go look it up. Anyway, no, the fire was so hot from the Usos entrance.
Yeah.
But I've loved the day one stuff and the bloodline stuff. It just, you know why though?
'Cause you're the twos and we the ones.
That's right. We are the ones, AJ.
It's grammatically incorrect.
Yeah. They've been awesome for quite a while. And, anytime you look at a card and the Usos are on it, most time it's going to be a good match. So, all right, moving on. Number 4, we just talked about this guy not long ago. He's holding all kind of titles for all kind of different promotions. Like, it's hard for me not to watch this guy. Yes, his match wasn't that good on AEW the other night, but this guy's just one of those guys that when I see him on TV, man, it's hard for me not to watch, man. I got Will Ospreay at number 4.
Ooh,
he's so good, man. Yeah.
Kind of upset I overlooked him.
Yeah, he just gets my attention.
Yeah,
like
me
that,
too.
Like when I made this list after watching the pay-per-view, so I thought about putting him on there. I was like, no, I like other champs better right now. So
yeah. I get it. All right, AJ, start us off with the top 3.
Number 3. He holds. Speaking of local promotions, he is our boy. So over wherever he goes, even when he works heel, which is awesome. He's fucking awesome guy. Crowd absolutely loves him. He's bottle of intensity the whole time. That is one Mr. Hartenbauer. Zawa Live champion. I can't get enough of his matches. Like, it's anytime Hartenbauer's there, crowd goes nuts. He's just a fantastic worker, and I want him to hold more belts, more and more belts.
Yes.
So, like, anytime he's on the card, like, it makes the card better.
Yeah.
So, like, even when it's not in Zawa, like when he's, Dreamwave or Iron Spirit or wherever he goes, the card is elevated.
Yeah,
and that's a talent right there. So number 3 for me, Mike Hartenbauer.
Totally agree. Primo, number 3.
Number 3 for me, after thinking about it, I think he's actually the longest tenured NXT champion right now, and that is I've spoke his praises many times. The NXT North American Champion Carmelo Hayes.
I'm coming around on him, man. Like,
when he shoots, he don't miss.
Yeah, the kid's good, man. That match with Ricochet was awesome, man.
Absolutely.
I love my brawlers, but I love watching that flippy shit too, man.
Flippy shit.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I think he is the longest NXT champion.
Yeah.
He has had that belt for a long time.
Dope. All right, so for me at number 3, now I'm going to preface this by saying I did not put any indie wrestlers in my top 5, but if I did have any, Hartenbauer would be at the top with HA. But getting back to our top 5, my number 3, the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. Got to have him in my top 5. Got him in there at 3. There was 2 that I like just a little bit more than him, but fuck, man, it's great storyline. And for me, honestly, Roman's a great worker, he's a really good wrestler. But I don't even really worry about his matches anymore. I like the storyline, man. I like the bloodline shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what gets me interested. Yeah. Top
Absolutely.
2, AJ. I'm sorry.
You know what this tells me?
What?
This tells me that there's one champion that hasn't been mentioned that's in all of our top 2.
I bet they're coming. Where you at, AJ?
Actually, I know I have one that is not in your guys' top 2. Yeah. So My number 2, the best tag team in the world, hands down. You can't even argue it. It's FTR. They are more over than any tag team that I have seen since the Road Warriors, even though I'm not a big Road Warriors fan.
Mm-hmm.
And they're awesome as face. They're awesome as heel. They can just do it all. They're like the perfect tag team to me. So they're my number 2, which it's hard that they're my number 2, but yeah, they're my number 2.
Primo.
My number 2 is none other than
Acknowledge me.
the Tribal Chief, the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion, Roman Reigns, 2 years champion. I mean, you can't deny him. And he's just been a badass.
Yeah. All right, my number 2, I'm rolling right with AJ too. It's FTR, the most over tag team in the world. Okay, for me, like FTR, they're the perfect combination of guys like me that fucking watched 80s and 90s wrestling, mainly 80s, where they are getting their gear inspired from, their music, the Midnight Express, the way that they work. You know, they're over because they're the best fucking tag team in the world right now. They work like a real tag team should. And, you know, they got fans all across the board. You know what I mean? And they're great heels. They're great faces. You know, sometimes I feel like, man, they'd be good as singles too, especially Dax. Dax is getting like this uncle, like he's becoming really beloved, like really beloved. And like they're a great story right now, man. And like, you know, it's just like they're just doing everything right, man. And you know, give them all the belts. They should have them all.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, but yeah, fantastic tag team, and you know, they're like the bar setters right now. You know what I mean? If you're a up and coming tag team, you got to be watching all that shit. Yeah,
they are the bar. Funny you should mention that.
We don't just set the bar.
Yeah,
we are the bar.
All right, AJ, we're going to wrap it up here, man. Get us started. Remind us of your top 5 before you get to your 1.
Number 5, the Tribal Chief. Number 4, Mandy Rose. Number 3, Mr. Mike Hartenbauer, friend of the pod. Number 2, FTR. And my number 1 champ. I've been a mark for this gentleman since always, really. And that is Claudio Castagnoli, the Ring of Honor world champ. I love him so much. He's so awesome.
Nice.
He's the best performer ever. And he has funny jokes in John Moxley's book that aren't funny, which makes them funny.
I told
so yeah, I've been wanting him to have like a big boy belt for a long, long time, and he's running away with the Ring of Honor championship. So it's awesome. I love it.
I think one of my favorite ones he says is, I had a dream about orange soda. It was a fantasy.
It was a fantasy. This is what you get with Claudio.
Yeah. I bet he's a good car ride too, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I bet so.
Yeah. All right, Primo, take us to the house on yours.
All right, 5-1. Ring of Honor World Champion, Claudio, as AJ's number 1 there. Number 4, WWE Undisputed Tag Team Champions, The Usos. Number 3, NXT North American Champion Carmelo Hayes. Number 2, WWE Undisputed Universal Champion Roman Reigns. And my number 1 is your Ring of Honor, IWGP, and AAA Tag Team Champions, FTR.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, can't argue with that. We just got done talking about him, man. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I'm not going to say nothing more. Y'all covered it.
Yeah.
Because we know who DB's number 1 is going to be as well.
Right.
So.
Do you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. All right. My top 5, Samoa Joe at 5, Will Ospreay at 4, Roman Reigns at 3, FTR at 2. My number 1 is the guy that he looks like $1 million. You know, women love him. No, not going to do it. Not going to do it.
Is he tan?
He is pretty tanned. If I was a wrestler, I would want to look like this guy. Okay. if I like dudes, then he would be my guy, right? Sure, I'll say I don't give a fuck. All right. So, but my favorite right now on TV, I'm having to, go and watch this stuff because it's not real prominent unless it's on AEW. But my guy is the last rock and roller, the Switchblade himself, Jay fucking White, the IWGP heavyweight champion, is my favorite wrestler right now.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot about Jay White.
I also did.
I know, I totally forgot.
And
about
I just
Jay White.
and I don't watch enough New Japan, so
sure. Who'd you guys think I was going with it? One.
I had no idea when you started saying all those things about him. I was like,
Yeah.
Who the fuck? I was like, are you talking about Wardlow? Why would you put him at number one?
That's kind of what I was thinking too. But I was like, why would Wardlow be number one?
Yeah. And his Impact run just ended not long ago too. So, but that was so he could probably go win the IWGP. So, all right, boys, top fives are over. Those are our favorite for this week. Next week, we're going to flip script. We're going to
respectable.
We're going to talk about our top five. Who are the top five wrestlers out there or tag teams without a title? So we're going to flip script. Who's your favorites with a title? Who do you think your top five should have a title that don't have a title at the moment?
I just got three right off the bat.
So did I immediately.
Yes, we're going to be doing that next week for our Dropkick discussion of the week. Boys, it's time to play Last Man Standing. Are you guys ready for this, AJ? You gonna hold the title?
It's too much pressure.
Hey, this one's tough today, boys. Y'all gonna have to use your brain on this one.
I will say I got nothing to lose. AJ's got everything to lose. He's got
undefeated streak is on the line right now.
He does. Hit that game show music, Primo. Let's get it rolling.
Time to play the game!
Wrong one.
Wrong one.
Ew.
All right, boys. So it's last man standing time. AJ is the undefeated champion. How we play last man standing is I give these boys a category, and they do their best to answer the list in which pertains to the category, as we have had on the show before, and AJ's been pretty dominant here. So I changed up the category here just a little from what we kind of been doing to make you guys use your brain just a little bit harder here.
Aww.
All right, so this one could be tough. It could be long. It could be short. I'm interested to see what we can do here, but if you guys are ready, AJ?
Yes.
All right. Let's see those hands.
You want to get these hands?
I want to get those hands in that box. All right. AJ, you're going to be starting us off. I'm going to give you the category, and I'm going to let you think about it for 10 seconds, and then we're going to start. You ready?
Yes.
Today's category is wrestlers managed by Bobby Heenan.
Interesting.
Wrestlers managed by Bobby Heenan. 10 seconds. Probably got about 25, 30 closely here to choose from. AJ, you ready to kick us off?
I've got like 4 or 5 in my pocket that I know you're not going to know, Primo. Well, you might.
I got like one.
Let's start easy. Ric Flair.
Ric Flair's on there, yeah.
Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant obviously is on there.
Mr. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect. Kurt Hennig obviously on there.
Is King Kong Bundy on there?
King Kong Bundy is on there.
I'm not gonna lie, that was one of mine that I had.
How's it going?
In my back pocket, you turd. Rick Rude.
Rick Rude, of course.
Why? Oh man.
Wrestlers managed by Bobby Heenan.
I'm not. George the Animal Steel.
George the Animal Steel.
I made that up.
Yeah, he's not on the list.
No.
See. No. AJ,
let's go Red Rooster.
Let's see how many you can name. All right, got it.
Ming.
Got it. Haku, yes.
Haku.
I wasn't sure.
Who else is on? Wow, I had like 5 in my head, and they all just left after I said Red Rooster. Fucking. Shit, I'm drawing a blank now. I mean, it doesn't matter because I already won, but
it does. You want to hear a few?
Yes.
How about Paul Orndorff?
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Adrian Adonis, Buddy Rose.
Buddy Rose, I did not know. Adrian Adonis was one of my deep cuts too, because I remember when he did like the
ones that you guys would know. Big John Studd, the Brainbusters, Tully and Arn, the Brooklyn Brawler, Hercules, the Islanders, Harley Race, the Missing Link, Nick Bockwinkel, and of course Super Destroyer Mark the Second. Which was actually on the list. I had to look it up. There was a wrestler called the Super Destroyer Mark.
Who is he?
I don't know who he was.
He's like Pitbull number 2.
He is like Pitbull number 2.
But congratulations, AJ. You stand still the last man standing champion. Next time around, I'm gonna let your brother take you on. I think maybe.
I had no chance in that one. I mean,
I feel like Michael
from a generation
would
TV I didn't watch.
Michael would also be good at this game. I feel like.
Yep, he would.
Because we both just remember stupid shit for no reason.
Just randos.
I feel like I'd remember it if I would have seen it. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Right. That was a little tough. That one's a little tough. All right. I got good news for you guys, though. It's time to play King of the Mountain, Primo. Let's get it.
That's what I'm doing. I'm just hitting that every.
Time to play the game.
All right. Current King of the Mountain stands Primo with the streak of 4. Our current streak leader is AJ with 1, Primo with 0, and myself with 0. Last week we had the pleasure of choosing between Toronto FC and FC Montreal. Toronto referring to Edge, FC Montreal referring to the Screwjobs or Sami Zayn or whoever else with Kevin Owens to come up with.
You're wearing the Kevin Owens shirt.
I am wearing a Kevin Owens shirt today. Yes, I am. So Primo and AJ went with FC Montreal, and I went the lone wolf again with a Toronto FC. Final score of the soccer match. Here we go again.
The match game.
Montreal 4, Toronto 3. AJ and Primo get the win.
Yes. So AJ's 2 and I'm 1.
AJ moves to 2. Primo moves to 1. I will sadly sulk in my sorrows at my 0.
I hear stinky 0.
Once again this week. All right. So King of the Mountain continues as Primo is 4. AJ is halfway there with 2. Woo. All right. Let's make a pick for this week, boys. Let's make a pick for this week. Let's go NASCAR playoffs.
Oh, shit.
All right. Race this Sunday at 3 o'clock 2 Central at Kansas Speedway. The 2 drivers you're going to be choosing from, whoever has the better finish between the 2 drivers is how you're going to choose. Our first driver is driver of the number 3 RCR Chevrolet. That is Austin Dillon. Obviously, Steve Austin, Stone Cold. There's your wrestling reference. He'll be going up against the number 48 Rick Hendrick Chevrolet of Alex Bowman. I look at this and I thought, Das Wonder Kid, Alex Wright. Right? Like, I was hoping Primo would do that dance.
Hey, fun boy.
All right, AJ, you're currently with the 2 streak. You going Austin Dillon, the number 3, Steve Austin, or the number 48, Alex Bowman as Das Wonder Kid? Who will have the better finish at Kansas on Sunday?
So I also think of Austin Theory, so I'm going against that one. And we're going with Das Wonder Kid. We're going with Hey Fun Boy.
You got it. Primo, would you like to make a pick, sir? See if you can get your streak up to 2.
I mean, I feel like we're all going to pick the same because
Hey Fun Boy.
48 is your former favorite car.
Sure.
But I'm also going to choose Bowman as well.
You're going to choose Bowman as well?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I mean, RCR3 is obviously.
Yeah. Yes, that is my driver. He's been kind of crap for quite a while, but I'm going to pick him because if I don't get a pick right, like in 2 weeks, I'm just going to start picking with one of you guys. So I think this is safe to go here. So I'm either going to stay at 0 or I'm going to get a 1 next week. So one of the two. So we're all going with Das Wonder Kid, Alex Wright. Good job, AJ. Up to 2 there. Primo still a 4.
By the way, I know absolutely anything that you guys just said meant absolutely nothing to me. I have no idea what
it was. All gibberish.
For those that don't know, me and Dirty used to have a NASCAR podcast.
Yes, they did. So I have no clue what any of that was.
All right, boys, good stuff. AJ, it's time to close the show.
This is Levi Cooper, and you're listening to the Sit Down Marks with DB, Primo, and AJ.
Yeah, see what I did there? I waited like a proper fucking person who doesn't have ADHD. So you can catch us here every Wednesday right here on the YouTubes. We generally start around 7 o'clock, sometimes a little earlier, sometimes a little later, depending on my shit schedule. Also, catch us on all your favorite podcast platforms, Spotify, and the rest. We are also on SportsWire Online Radio with... That worked out better than I thought it was going to. Thomas Bryce, right before the Thomas Bryce Show, 6:15 on Fridays, and then replays throughout the week. So you can pretty much catch us whenever you want to. Also, we have merch. Buy our merch. tpublic.com/stores/sit-down-marks if you want t-shirts, sweatshirts, baby clothes, and various other goods that we offer. So yeah, that site again is tpublic.com/stores/sit-down-marks.
And we'd love your ideas if you want to send them to us because honestly, I've been slacking on uploading new designs lately. Real life. But if anybody has any suggestions, we would love to hear them.
Also, any money that we make from said merch sales goes right back into the pod to bring you all the fun content that we bring you.
All right, I told you earlier that Primo had an announcement for all you marks out there. You've been waiting patiently. It's time for Primo to give us that preview of next week and that big announcement. Primo, what you got for the masses?
All right, Mom, come on close for Lucha Daddy to give you a preview of next week, baby. So next week, the marks will return for your listening pleasure. AJ and Dirty Bird will fill us all in about the Iron Spirit Pro Show in Normal, Illinois. Also, next week, I'll bring you another fabulous edition of Promo School, and our Dropkick discussion will be the opposite of this week, as we will be master debaters. Who is our...
Furious master debaters.
That's right. Top 5 wrestlers currently without a title. And lastly, big announcement here, folks. Gather around, because next week we will be dropping our interview with Chicago-based independent wrestler seen on AAW, NWA, and AEW. She likes to kick people in the face and will take over your town while eating donuts, specifically Krispy Kreme. Miss Kate!
Yeah!
Don't miss this fun interview. Tune in next week. Same Lucha Daddy time, baby. Same Lucha Daddy channel.
This one's a good one, man. I had a good time talking to Miss Kate, man. This one's going to be a fun one. Can't wait for you guys to hear
it was really fun.
She is my kind of people. She's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Good stuff there, boys. What was your favorite show from the weekend? What was number 1?
Clash.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yep.
surprising considering the AEW card that just kind of fizzled.
Yeah, we would have laughed at ourselves if we'd have said that before these shows. You know,
You know what I mean?
Right?
Absolutely.
You know, like would have been, like what? Oh, okay.
Wait, really? Yeah. The WWE product? No, okay.
Right.
Hey,
weird, but all right.
H.
That's right. Thank you, Papa H. All right, come to Iron Spirit Pro this Saturday, September the 10th at the Iron Spirit Pro Connie Link Amphitheater. It's going to be a big show down there this Saturday. Come meet your boys, the Sit Down Marks. Come get that free merch. AJ's going to be on commentary this weekend. We've got a big show. It's going to be beautiful weather Saturday. If you want to get tickets early, buy them at www.ironspiritpro.com, or you can get them the day of the show. It's bring a chair, bring a blanket, hang out. It's going to be great weather. Watch some really awesome wrestling. Can't wait for it, man. It's going to be a big time there. You guys got anything here before we go home? All right.
No, I did see a tweet though that Seth Rollins put out about how like all the awesome wrestling we're getting, and he's just like, make sure you appreciate that shit because it's so cool.
Yeah, he even mentioned somebody in AEW too, didn't he?
He did. He mentioned Acclaimed and Swerve.
Yeah. Which is awesome. I like that they're going, that they're now allowed to go. They're allowed to acknowledge other promotions.
Other promotions exist?
Yeah.
He wouldn't have done that on Vince's watch.
Oh, fuck no. Absolutely not.
I also saw somewhere where he said that working under Vince McMahon was good because you knew who to report to. Like, you knew who was the top of the food chain, and if he said yes, no other opinion mattered. Mm-hmm. However, he was so flip-floppy, real wishy-washy.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Makes sense.
Crazy. Lots of stuff going on. We'll see how it all plays out. Big Dynamite tonight, or by the time this comes out, we'll know what's going on with the title. So for AJ, Primo, IMDb, we are the Sit Down Marks. Thank you guys so much for downloading and subscribing to us. AJ, roll us on out of here, Daddy.
That was fun.
Oh, grab them, catch. Oh, what's all you do? Grab them, catch. Listen, I don't care what it takes.
So I think I found my new favorite tag team. I have never seen them wrestle. I don't know who they are. I couldn't pick them out from a lineup. All I've seen is their name. They're called the Vibe Raiders.
The Vibe? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I like that. Viking Raiders, that's for sure.
Raiders. So if you
like
say
they
fast,
rate, like Raiders with a D, or
rate, like RATE, rate.
That
they
sounds
rate your vibe.
They rate your vibe.
They what?
But it sounds like they're vibrators.
Hey! When did you fart, anyways?
I did in this episode. Strange. Now that you say that, it's odd. Top guy.